us or be a man or whatever the fuck that shit's. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not having it. You know, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. King, you have too much bass in your voice. And then I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, make it sound like Michael Jackson. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Then it'd be like, oh, now you're a child molester. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do. Oh, no, you got too much bass in your voice. Whatever it is, gonna make up a reason to come get you. You know, it's just yeah. Kevin will be right back, and we'll finish this up. Wow, it's overwhelming. The gamesmanship is really overwhelming, and you know, we're showing it, and they don't know how to deal with it. They really don't. And you know, these lawyers are stifled. I'm kind of laughing at them. You know, you're gonna bring me to court now. I'll bring my medical staff, and I know what they're gonna talk about. We've talked about my file, and they're gonna talk about the racism I faced. You know, all the cases I've done. We went over that different days. All the stuff I've done, all the cases I've won, all the people I've helped. We've gone through that. You know. So that's what they're going to talk about, and that's what it's going to be about, you know. I'll tell you, it's really, really something, and it's going to be a very exciting hearing, because at that hearing you're going to see how good I am, you know, and it needs to be televised. It's going to be on audio at a minimum, okay. And again, I put in my First Amendment notice of media coverage, okay, because that's what I do. I've shot about a couple hundred courtroom videos. All right, I was shooting courtroom videos in the 90s as an attorney before anybody else was, you know. And I hope Kevin can come back. If he doesn't, I'll let you guys go. But yeah, so I mean, you know, how does that look now? We have people who are clearly public figures, and they would be fighting me for, you know, my notice of video coverage of this event. Even if it's a Zoom hearing, I'd be sending out the Zoom link to my friends, or I would have a camera like this running the video of the Zoom hearing and be able to record it and do that. So how would that look at that point if they say you can't do that, Mr. King? And we're talking about public issues with clear-cut allegations of corruption. It doesn't work that way. And so now they're stymied and they don't know what to do. I want Kevin back. I don't know where he is. In any event, I'm gonna go off screen for one quick second and call him and see if he's coming back. And if not, I gotta make some dinner. I got shit to do. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I want to save that recording right there. I want to save it. Yeah, right there. Okay. Oh, God. God, can I get another window of my face, please? So crazy. Yeah, Cheryl, it's crazy. It's crazy. Hold on. Yeah, an intelligent black man scares everybody. That's exactly right. Yep. And militant. I'm more militant than these guys ever dream of, you know. Yo. You coming back? Kevin, you come back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you come back? I'm right. Just finish up.
Yeah. I gotta make it quick though.
Oh, I know, dude. I know. Okay, I'm here. Okay. All right, peace. Okay. All right, we're back. Kevin's got to come back. All right, and well, I'll let him go because you understand. And this is the thing, though. You know, all these sympathies they want for Ollie Garrett stuff. Kevin's got a special needs son, you know, and like, what about him? What about all that? Like, what about him? God damn it! Rough night at the office. Cheryl, let me know if the sound goes off. I've got to plug this back in. Jesus. Get your ass and sit your ass in the fucking holder like that. God. Now I've hit the emergency shit. This is a rough night at the office. I cannot lie. It's like, I haven't even introduced my first drink. Maybe that's the problem. God. Ugh. Open the fuck up. Oh my God, dude. Jesus. It did it again. Oh my God. This thing is like a fucking vice. God. Here's Kevin. This is the shit you can't. It's cinema verite, and I love it. I eat it right up. It's totally cinema verite. You know, and it's raw. It's ugly. It is what it is. You know, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's cinema verite, in its purest form. Here comes Kevin. Oh, my internet connection is unstable again. Yeah, see that? I don't know. I pay like $80 a month for that shit, right? And it's unstable. Fuck me. What kind of world is this? All right, Kevin. I won't keep you long, brother, man. I was rambling while you were gone, but yeah. Oh gosh. And my cousin wrote back. She said, "Educated black man scares everybody." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm that nigga that went to the top shelf law schools, all of that stuff, right? Top 50 law schools. He went to Otto, went to Fordham. I went to Case. Fordham was like 35th. Case is like 47th. We're all in the same echelon of law schools, motherfucker. Don't act like you know all this shit that I don't know. I've won criminal trials. I've won civil trials. Don't act like you're like above me, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. You know, you know, you got all the money. And I told him, oh, here's the other thing too. I can't talk about this case or the other because they settled. But I told them that I went toe to toe with a prestigious law firm here in town who, defamed me, and I kind of won. When it got down to it, I just can't say more than that because I don't want to get in trouble. All right, but in camera with the court or under seal, I am allowed to talk about that case and other cases that settled. I just cannot name who it was in conjunction with the fact that there was a settlement, or I'll be in big trouble. Then I'm going to owe a lot of money. You know?
Yeah.
Right. So I tried to warn them, and they're like, "No, nigga, we got you." And I'm like, "All right, well, you stumbled coming out of the block when you didn't serve me on time. How about that?" Boom. How embarrassing is that? You know, I just bloodied your nose with a fucking uppercut just now, right? And they're still dazed by it, and they're spinning around. And now I've got my doctors coming in and all this stuff, and they're like, "God, how did this happen?" It happened because I'm better than you. That's why it happened. And not only am I better than you, the truth and justice are on my side, and we will prevail. Mr. Otto.
That's right.
Attorney Otto. Go tell it to the judge. Go show the judge this whole fucking clip. You go do it. I don't give a fuck what you do with my videos, because I have not broken the law ever. You broke the law when you didn't serve me on time. You disrespected me and you didn't respond to my request for service of process or my request for the petition. So if you're going to show that judge any of this video, you show him this part right here where you fucked up.
Yeah, and he's dishonorable because his attempt to sock us against Nate Miles, against that slime ball and Nate Gate, that attempt didn't work. So now he's being dishonorable and he's trying to threaten your freedom a little bit, with a lie.
That's right. That's right. That's right, man.
They're just throwing shit on the wall and sticks, and none of it can, and it ain't gonna stick.
Right. And that part where they gerrymandered what I said about, because when I heard about Ollie's brother, seriously, man, that moves me. As I mentioned, I've had people like murder, man. It's ugly. It makes your heart, it wrecks your soul. And I'm sitting here thinking about that. Meanwhile, they're trying to put me in jail. So fuck you. You know what? Whoa. You see, they're disingenuous. They're hateful people. They have no soul, and they're motivated purely by greed and money. And that's what Aaron Barfield said. So if they want to come at me, Your Honor, I present Aaron Barfield, and then me, you, and Sammy sitting in that meeting with Aaron Barfield and everything he said, which I still have my notes. There's more to my notes than I've let on. And what happened with that whole exchange, I've got those notes. And if you think I'm going public with those notes until I really have to, You're sadly mistaken. I won't. And it's dangerous. Okay. And I told those guys a million times already. I said, guys, we need to sit down, have a global resolution. All have those emails too. We need to sit down, have a global resolution. This is going to be ugly for the Black community. This is going to be horrible. All right. And I know right now there are Black people watching this who support us and what we're doing, and they have a problem with me cussing. Guys, God damn it, you need to let that shit go. You don't do what I do. You can't do what I do, and you can't know what it's like. You cannot, because you're not there. All right. So you need to let that shit the fuck go. All you need to care about is that my filings are professional and that I don't violate any professional courtesies that way. Your thoughts, Kevin?
I'm glad you. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a great point. Not only is that true what you just said, but the fact that everybody's emphasis is on you cursing, and that's the concern, instead of extortion and racketeering against the brothers and the people out here, you know, with this regulatory scheme and this extortion and this racketeering, all of it, bro. The concern, why is everybody focused on what you do instead of what these criminals who ain't even denied that they're criminals? They have never denied that they're criminals. They haven't denied it.
Nothing.
They just say, hey, bigger than you, we got more power, we're gonna just step on you guys, and what? So what statute limitations?
Yeah, you know, it's like, what next? Like, remember that graphic I put up the other day with David and Goliath? One of my favorite toys is it's not a toy, but the wrist rocket. I had the regular slingshot and I had the wrist rocket going around the arm. Those are my favorite toys growing up. You know, I was like plinking off pigeons when I was a kid. I was like, boom, you know, right? And so what's next? Yeah. I had that image of a David and Goliath with like a Goliath getting his brain blown out with the slingshot. Okay, what's next, guys? You're gonna say that's a depiction of violence too, and then I'm threatening to kill Ollie Garrett and Paula Sardinas with a fucking slingshot. I mean, what's next, guys? Make up something else. You know, whatever you're doing, it ain't working, dog.
Valid point. How about this? I got a good threat. Negroes, close all your stores, and shut down, lose hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, or we're going to lock you up, or we're going to make you pay hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of back taxes. How about that's the threat? Was that not a threat?
Right. And that's what it's, again, I'm not going to find the footnote right now, but I filed it in court. That was what that's what the damn Miller Nash report with God, Miller, the law, not Berkman School of Law and Public Policy, Cornell. That's the Cornell Miller Nash report. Says specifically in one of the footnotes, I think it was footnote 61 or 64. My photographic memory is escaping me, but I mean, that's the thing in the courtroom. I come up with shit and they're like, how does this nigga remember this shit? I think it was footnote 61, where it said that what they're doing is overreaching they're overstepping their authority, and that there have been civil rights violations involved with that. Okay. Again, we're back to Miller Nash. These are the blue blood white law firms that ignored your black ass when you asked them for help on the issue. The NAACP didn't even answer your fucking complaint because they're part of the scheme that probably got paid off. How could they not answer your complaint after that letter that Gerald Hankerson wrote for you? That's so foul.
You know, I knew that there was going to be an issue with Gerald Hankerson and the NAACP when I first got his number from my buddy. And you know, I was talking to him, and I said, look, Nate Miles, Chris Bennett, I start naming these people, and he was like, well, hey, just send me an email, but don't put no names in it. Don't put no names in it. But yeah, I know we call Nate Miles, we call him Snake Miles over here at the NAACP. Yeah, we know him as Snake Miles. But yeah, but don't put no names in the email. So if you read the so if you read the email, it says very well known community leaders or something to that effect. I was not out by NAACP's president of the great Northwest and the Western region. I was not allowed to put in anybody's names. So go figure that.
Right.
One of these criminals.
Right. Here's the thing, man. I'm glad we're running long on this. I don't care anymore because we're just building material. And I'm not going to be bound by convention by somebody says, don't cuss on your fucking show. Fuck you. All right. Fuck you. I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do on my show unless I threaten somebody, right? Or disparage their, or do something illegal, which I haven't done. So this is just content. We're building content and truth. And they don't want us. The last thing they want is you, me, Libby, or Sammy in front of a jury at all. Even if they don't want that at all, because we'll smoke them. Oh, there I go again, threatening somebody. He said smoke.
This is a dog, bro. This is a dog and pony show. Right after and phone conversation, and he sent the email to me, return email, and the letter that he was sending in the cannabis board. Mr. Darryl Powell of the NAACP at the time got on and said that the whole thing was a scam. The lottery was a scam. And where are these guys at now, man? They're missing in action. Word is on the street that they did get some of the community reinvestment funds, but we're digging that out. We're gonna dig some of that up, even if we have to put a sleuth on it. We're gonna find it.
You know what? As a matter of fact, let's take that offline, because I may have funds to pay our private investigator. That's another thing they try to say. When I told them, by the way, the choice is yours, guys. Sardina's lawyers. I said, the choice is yours. And I told them who my process server is. He's a fucking PI who worked on the Amanda Knox case. And so I said, I don't want to embarrass her. I don't want to, you guys accept service or process, because I don't want to embarrass her in front of a bunch of people at a morning breakfast. And I said, or for that matter, in the afternoon or evening. And they put that to the court as if I was doing something wrong by saying that. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? It's ridiculous. I'm trying not to hit her in the middle of lunch with a process server. All your stupid ass has to say is, yeah, nigga, yeah, little nigga, I don't like you, but I'll accept the fucking paperwork, little nigga. But they're too arrogant to do that, because they're white boys who think they own everything. And they look at the little niggas who suck up to them. Fuck them. Mm-hmm. Fuck them all.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I said. Fuck you all.
No. Yeah, I almost said something. No, I ain't gonna say that. This is on Facebook Live.
Like I said, they don't. If Mike Tyson or Don King, he's a public figure. These guys are all public figures, man. Lawyers, you can take it. They can, like I said, they can say "fuck you too, King." They go on. They can say all that, and it's legal.
Put it like this, man. You made a good point. They don't own shit, man. Own anything, because don't the Indians own it? And if you steal something from somebody just because guns, do you get to keep it forever, or is it rightfully belongs to someone else still if it's 1,000 years later?
Well, wait a minute. The natives, of which I'm only 1%, but different parts of my family are definitely, high percentage native. All right, I only got the 1%. But if you look at my uncle, he's got the nose, he's got everything. His DNA test is going to be much more high and native than me. All right, but my dad has less of it. His brother, who's a year older, has a lot more. DNA is interesting. All right, but I'm only one. It came back 1% native for me. But the deal is that they got reparations. And remember that Peter Manning started off this whole conversation before he sold out with that comment I had in the video. They need to pay for the things they've taken from our community. All that reparations, that was all part of his folklore and his rap way back then, right? Right.
Yes.
And then that disappeared. And then at one time he tried to tell me I've never said anything ill about a black person publicly. And I'm like, nigga, you lying like a motherfucker, because I had that quote when he lambasted Ollie at the 2780 video or 2870 video when he said, look, she came up in here and did not even know the statute or what was about. Remember that? She said, she came in there ill prepared and didn't know anything. That's what he said. And he ripped the shit out of her. And so they're trying to make this falsity. They don't want me in front of a jury because I'm just going to pull it up and go like, ladies and gentlemen, you can't say ladies and gentlemen anymore. You say people of the jury. Click. Here's this. Click. You know, and they know. So that's why they try to take me out. They try to criminally threaten me and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, look, I got balls of steel, dude, and a brain at least as functional as yours. I'm not going out like that. This shit is
He couldn't
real.
Stand by his fucking word either. He couldn't stand by his words because he tried to come back using sound bite.
Hold on, slow down. Wait, hold on, Kevin, stop moving your head. You're weak on reception, so stop moving your head and start over again. Start over again.
Saying he couldn't stand by his own word. He thrashed and he thrashed the cannabis board at that. I think it was a Senate hearing or something.
2870.
Yeah, chicken bones, Master Inslee's chicken.
Right.
So
he said that.
He couldn't his words because he came back and tried to say, "Oh, Chris King is using sound bites." Okay, man. So if you got a 30-minute video, you can't play a 27-minute hearing, and you only got 3 minutes to talk. But we're not. I mean, if they want, we can make. We can make a whole video of that's not sound bites. That's a full video of the whole testimony, bruh. The people are not stupid. People are going back and looking at these hearings and watching this shit while he can, while he thinks that it's just he can just tell people and con them that, oh, it's a sound bite and he's splicing clips together. Man, we've listened to them all. People are listening to all these hearings, bruh.
Yeah.
They know you were against the cannabis board and you was a crusader people and by any means necessary, and you turncoated. And I don't even know you like that. I don't even know you like that, Peter, but I'm just really, observing. I'm just observing.
Yeah. And then one night, we had this discussion one night about how his family had worked with the Black Panthers and they did all this and that. And I'm like, well, that's cool, man. I said, guess what? My family used to do all that shit too. My family were pioneers. My dad doing what he did as a chemist, moving out into white people territory, and my mom doing what she did. They were both brilliant people who did things. We were part of a landmark lawsuit called Heights Community Congress versus Hilltop Realty involving racial steering. My parents were testers in that case. All right. My friend's father, Don Barclay, one of the reasons I became a lawyer, Don Barclay, Alex and I were on the tennis team in high school. He went into finance. Alex is a multimillionaire by now, but Don Barclay was the city attorney for Cleveland Heights. But hardly any niggas at Cleveland Heights in 1970, right? And one of the only families, Lisa Appling, they got their house firebombed about a mile from ours in 1971. And this is reality of what I grew up in. And my people, look, they were running shit for Bumpy Frazier's people, man. They know all about all that drugs and that fucking militant shit, nigga. You ain't the only one who knows all that, but you ain't the one now who's got the legal knowledge and the chutzpah. That Jewish influence coming in. You ain't got the chutzpah, to do what I'm doing. All right. So you took the payout, and now you're trying to put down the brother man to the other man. It's disgusting. And my father, and by the way, my father is very interesting because one of my uncles, we can talk about this shit now, because everybody in the family knows. All right. One of my uncles definitely worked for people who were disciples of Bumpy. All right. Because he was the Cleveland, New York connection. But what he did with that money was, the family got cars, educations, everything, right? But my father was like, no. He said, Uncle Blank, I won't have that. You won't buy my kids cars. And he was like, because everybody got, my one cousin had a fucking javelin. He ended up being the lead librarian of the year. And there's a jazz studio named after him in East Cleveland Public Library. He revitalized the whole library in the early 90s. Greg Reese, look it up. But anyway, and my other, oh my God, his sister got a cougar, and everybody got houses. People went to school with that money. All right. But my dad said, you will buy my kids books. And that's why I have what I have now. I don't read as many novels as I should now, but Uncle Blank bought us books. And that was the revolution. All right. And this revolution is being televised, and that's what they hate. Booyah.
Yep. Yep. And you know, it's not like Peter shouldn't be getting a payout for what was done to him in his store. He being robbed of millions of dollars, you know, but it's equity. Equity begins with everybody.
That's right.
So don't try to discount and make us look like we're some Johnny come latelys when my store was probably open. If we look at the records, my store was open at the same time or even before Peter, or maybe right there after. We were pioneers, you know, on the same, you know, on the same common ground. It's not like some kind of equity now, even though it should be. Even if I just wanted some equity now, and I never was involved with cannabis store for years, you know, who should be blocking me? Another man like David Postman or Rick Garza or Jay Inslee, who came out of a woman's vagina just like I did, going to tell me what I'm going to live, what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to really
no. Right.
Nah,
and let's make another quick point here too, because one thing I want to clarify. Some people, like, when they don't really know the depths of the racism. But again, as we made clear, it's not just about the blacks, it's about the medicals and the blacks. And by the way, their commentary that Paula had said, nobody takes Chris King seriously. When your lawyer is one of the most prolific cannabis lawyers ever in the state, and he sat down with me, he's a Northeast Ohio Jew, which is like my usual friend base. You know, we spent all day together, you know, hanging out, smoking up, rolling around, talking shit, you know, went to the park together and put that affidavit together for you without you being present to maintain the integrity of the document. All right. That's how I do.
Yeah.
And that's crucial. All right. So we did that. And you know, and the point we made clear is that the LCB lied to everybody, got rid of all the medicals, but there was still a disparate impact on the blacks. And that's the part where I'm a unity person. So when you talk about constructing a model to fix what happened, what you have to do, and I know all this racial analysis, I studied again under Ted Mearns, who did Cleveland desegregation in the schools. He, you know, taught at UVA, and then I studied international law too at Case Western. And what you do is you look at the compelling governmental interest. And what is it? It's to help the blacks a little bit more first, because we know historically that's what happened. So you have, say, 36 licenses. You look at it and you say, okay, there's only about 10, 15 of them around. Maybe at least 10 of those got to go to the blacks first. And then after that, maybe it's a 1-to-1, a 1-to-1, a 1-to whatever. Okay. But that's the fucking law. That's the analysis when you have a strict scrutiny basis, when race is part of the puzzle. And again, with Libby Haynes, we know racism affected her, but folks don't know she's the only black person that we know of to pass the lottery, the so-called sham lottery, as stated by Darrell Powell, the NAACP economic chair, who, by the way, sits on the board of Barry Gorin's Youth Success Foundation. Barry Gorin was my cousin, effectively, because Zevi, or Elisa Bronstein, was my steady at the time. We were together like 5-6 years. And so Barry knows I'm no bullshit, right? So that guy said it was a fraud. And I want to also tell you that Jim Buchanan, in the email I put in the record, Jim Buchanan told me that Darrell Powell liked my work and wanted me to do work for him. He had been reviewing my shit. So somewhere along the line, somebody got told, no, that Chris King nigga is not to be involved. So how do you take back that email where he said he liked my work? He had observed my work. All right. And now all of a sudden, I'm persona non grata. Doesn't work, nigga. Doesn't work. You know what? How could I not? How could I would have to be an angel not to cuss at this shit from these niggas?
Yeah, man.
And by the way, just in case Facebook wants to take this off. I remember in your own bylaws when I sued you for fucking with me before, for saying somebody treated me like a nigga, and then the Ninth Circuit ignored my argument on unconscionability of the contract. You have in your rules that gays can self-refer to themselves as fags, okay, which I have no problem with. But you don't have in your rules that blacks can self-refer as niggas, all right? That shows that white Silicon Valley bullshit right there, all right? And that phony George Soros movement and all that shit, that BLM shit, all right? BLM won't have me speak anywhere. When I spoke here in Arlington, I gave a nice speech. That's because the local BLM were cool with me. Everybody knows twice BLM wanted me to speak about my Facebook litigation, and it went up the chain, and BLM was like, and they're like, well, wait a minute. We've seen proof he's won civil rights trials. You guys have it. And they were like, nope, not King. Not King. Not that King. You know, we'll have Sean King, though. What the fuck has Sean King done? Nigga, have you won lawsuits? The other day, we went through the cases I won. Have you done that, nigga? Nigga, I did. It's laughable. Laughable. God, man.
Yeah, man, they have to have we gotta coin a new term for these folks, man. Marionette Negroes. They gotta have these marionette Negroes for BLM and to work.
Are you breaking up? I want to kiss you too. I don't. Trust me, I don't. But oh, so you're breaking up though, brother. Oh, he getting to a good point. Got froze up.
There's a lot like equality.
Okay. You know what, dude? You froze after the marionette. You froze forever, and you froze in this puckered up condition. And I was like, "Oh, I want to kiss you too." I was like, "Pass." Anyway, what were you saying?
I was just saying, man, BLM or any of these equity movements and these alphabet so-called government organization overseer programs, they don't want to talk to you. They want to talk. Don't talk. Say hi. Say bye. You know,
okay,
they don't.
You broke up again. You broke up again. You were saying they don't want to talk to me.
No, they don't want to talk to you, man. No. They don't want to talk to you. Talk to marionette Negroes on strings that they can own and control and buy for pennies on the dollar, and you know, use as a barrier of entry to all of us. That's what's going on. I was saying, this equity and inclusion all across the board. This equity and inclusion is something real off about it, because there's a big media program and a big media campaign about it right now, but we're not seeing none of it.
Wait. You know what? I'll tell you what. Before we sign off, let's do Jacob Stone. How are you, brother? Before we close off, let's play a little bit of what homeboy said. What's his face? Peter Manning. Because we're sitting here talking about it. No. Let's play it before we sign off. We're closing up on the second part of the 40 minutes now. So hold on. Yeah, we're gonna let people hear, because the truth is in the pudding. I remember I was dating this girl once, and we said the truth is in the pudding. Anyway, shit. Okay, truth is in the pudding. All right, cut. But this is real life, man. This is how people talk shit, man. Fuck it. All right, YouTube. Let's go to my channel. All right. Oh, the Wizards KX500. We're not watching this shit about motorcycles right now. We're getting real shit. Okay. My channel. We're gonna find this real quick. Okay. As a journalist, you know you. All right. So I think what he said, I think it's in this one right here. It might be in the. Hold on. I know it's in. And it's in this one too. No, it's in this one. Okay. This is what you need to know about retail. So before me is or are Peter Manning. And here we go. And brown people are doing. Yeah, okay, this is good. Right here. So check this out. I'm in Peter Manning's fucking living room. But all over the country, Black folks didn't even get a seat on this bus. This is what you need to know about retail. So before me is or are Peter Manning and Aaron Barfield.
Basically, the LCB used everything but the kitchen sink to prevent us from getting licenses in the cannabis industry on the retail side.
That's made his choice.
Social equity is good. I'm not saying it's not, but somebody needs to pay the price for how they affected our community.
Oh, Peter, that's exactly right. And I remember me and you and Kizzy and Kunta and Fiddler. We used to talk about that stuff out there to the left awning on the south side of the plantation. She's already being sold.
Oh, then, Master, please set me in bed with her. But don't split up the family, Master. You ain't never been that kind of man. Please, Master.
Mr. Tom Moore owns Kizzy now. Remember? Yeah. Nat Turner would come by too. Yeah, anyway. Folks, their case mysteriously disappeared in the local federal court when it was reassigned here, okay? Notice there is no response against the government motion to dismiss in federal court when it got here from the East Coast, all right? So it typically means that they didn't get notice of it. Obviously, they would have responded, or there was something else worked out, or they did something's funky there. That's all I know. Like, my favorite phrase is, the odds are good that the goods are odd. And this is common sense litigation 101, folks, all right? So then Paula Sardina's got to work with them, and they eventually sold the licenses for $2.1 million. And there was some substantial legal infighting going on there involving Jim Buchanan and some other people. I don't know the full ramifications of that, but I came across the documents that tend to indicate that is the case. And we'll talk more about that later. All right, folks, yeah. And I'm not asking for anything. I'm not trying to be like Nate Miles and try to budge my way into anything that's not mine. You know, it's not like I worked on the case or anything. Oh, wait, I did. Anyway, never mind. Let's take a look.
And this is a buddy system and it's nepotism going on. We're taking the wrong approach. What we're doing is we're going to Master and we're asking him, oh, please give us a little chicken bone. Please, no, we don't need to do that. We should take them to court. They cannot beat us in court. The evidence outweighs.
That is what he said. Isley used our platform for a coaster under his soda can. Those are not my words. That's what he fucking said. And now Isley's like a great guy. Just hold on.
Yeah. What I think all black and brown
That's Paula.
people are doing right now is reaching for a chicken bone while the white communities they've been eating steak for the last 7 years. I don't think we need to take the approach with the social equity platform or program or HB 2870. That's not the approach. What we need to do is, because we have them in the wrong. We have them intentionally putting us out of the business. Intentionally. We have documentations of them doing that. We have LCB officers that have came forward that have given affidavits that this was their plan and their goal. We also had where they paid an individual $192,000 to keep secret that they had went and met with all the police officers in the South End of Seattle, in the black areas of the South End, or the black areas of Tacoma. We have evidence of that before they implemented I-502.
Folks, we have been equally, if not more professional.
Yeah. So let's come on a screen share for a second. Now, by the way, let me tell you something. By the way, we asked. I fucked up your subpoena. By the way, Kevin, it's a long story. In the captions, I kind of fucked up your subpoena. We got to do it again. Because we're about to ask for your lawsuit. You typed it out that I was supposed to help you out with the document, whatever. We fucked it up. I didn't do it right. And but we're asking Peter Manning for those documents that he talked about. Why wouldn't he want to share that with other people who have been disadvantaged? Okay, that makes no sense, does it? I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm just ignorant nigger and shit. I don't know.
Everybody who's affected by this LC, whatever they want to name themselves this week, the Cannabis Board, everybody that was affected by this deserves this information, man. Everybody that was affected, that's not just for Peter and Black Excellence and Cannabis. That's for everybody who got overthrown illegally and unlawfully.
Yeah, Yeah, and you know what else? Let's talk about. So this is a public issue. So here's the funny thing. Here's the thing. We got 5 minutes left. I'm going to play part of the video about Paula Sardinas, the lobbyist who lobbied on their behalf. Because remember, at the end of the Cairo 7 segment, you know, and this is the whole John Wick issue because of what happened to Livy. I got sensitized to like people who don't take care of dogs and people who lie about their credentials and people who fuck up dogs, you know, stuff like that, right? Now, I'm not as hardcore as our lawyer was with Livy. So people just know that, by the way, Livy was killed in a bad kennel. It was horrible. We got one of the highest settlements. I worked with our attorney, Adam Karp, one of the highest settlements in the country. We got like 29.7 for Livy's death. That's $29,700. Okay. Because of the way it happened and the lies that were told. And so I find out that Paula's working for a scumbag operation called Puppy Land, which basically uses puppy mill puppies. All right. And just on April 28th, there was this follow-up story with Jesse, and they talked about where this money goes. That was a mandatory fee, and it goes to FMS Global Strategies, which is Paula and them. All right. And let me show that real quick. We got 4 minutes left. I'm going to show part of that. And just to let you see the kind of people, the kind of company that these people keep. And so think about this. They're coming after me. But wait a minute. Cairo 7 has much broader reach than I do, right? So you can't, would you come after Cairo 7 too, motherfucker? All right. So, and then she tried to say that it was like stuff in the past. She worked with them in the past, right? And I'm like, wait a minute. How long ago in the past? Because I have her online publication. She took money in May. She got paid $10,000 for May. So how is it you're talking about that being in the past, Paula? I'm not understanding. So let's take a look at this. We got a couple minutes left. Here we go.
Maybe she meant the past weeks.
That many of them didn't even notice. That's number one. And number.
Here we go. Come on. Go.
Cairo 7 has learned a rent and pet store charged customers a fee that many of them didn't even notice. That's number one. And number two, the cash went to a group that has helped raise money for people who have abused animals.
Yeah, Jesse Jones tells us the links go all the way to the Netflix documentary Tiger King.
That's right. And by the way, Jacob Stone is writing in. He said, we were lied straight to our faces, you know? Yeah, and we signed up for I-502, we keep our stuff. Yes, Jacob, that's what Kevin's lawyer, Michael Reed, put in his affidavit that I helped him write. Y'all were lied to that you would keep on going. It's all a scam, and they're trying to shut me up. Anyway, so yeah, check this out. We got a minute left. Come on.
For years, Puppyland charged its customers a $10 to $15 fee called the Pet Industry Defense Fund.
So this is a fee that goes back into protecting our industry and advocating for our industry.
Why should consumers pay this?
It's optional for them. They don't have to pay it, but it's just part of our, company concept that we want to give back to the bigger picture.
But that picture includes giving money to places like the Cavalry Group. The Missouri-based group says it's a member-based company made up of animal owners, animal-related businesses, and corporate concerns. We have joined together to fight the radical animal rights agenda legally and legislatively nationwide.
There doesn't seem to be any form of animal cruelty that the Calvary Group finds objectionable.
Yeah.
Lisa Walker, it was never presented in asking questions. The customers say when it was being charged, it was never presented to them as optional.
Oh, I heard about Puppyland.
Puppyland customers like Millie Hill, who spent $5,500 for a puppy, had no idea where that fee was going to.
Absolutely not. No, anything optional, I'd have removed from that contract.
See,
anything.
And your roadside zoo owner, Keith Wilson's.
Yeah, and then
the Cavalry Group, who visited Wilson's Park.
For animals.
And
so here's Paula. Where's Paula?
Practice of taking
God damn it, where's Paula?
baby tigers.
The Cavalry Group you reference fenced to pay FMS Global Strategies. According to state records, Puppyland is paying the lobbying group $10,000 a month.
And we're about to close out, guys. Here's the closeout.
It's gone for good.
The fee is gone. Listen.
Jesse, still stunning what you find when you follow the money. Thank you so much for looking into that. And if you at home,
Guys, we're out. We got a minute left. What else can I say? That's Paula Sardinas. Peace, nigga. Peace. Screenshot. Go on, Kevin. Call you in a minute.